10 habits that will make you successful. Goldel key to prosperity. Success is not a mysterious gift bestowed upon a fortunate few, nor is it the product of random chance or fleeting luck. It is the result of deliberate, consistent habits, small, daily actions that compound over time to yield extraordinary outcomes. The distinction between those who achieve greatness and those who remain stuck is not rooted in innate talent, superior intelligence, or favorable circumstances. It lies in the habits they cultivate, the routines they commit to, and the discipline they uphold. Successful individuals, whether in business, sports, leadership, or personal growth, adhere to a set of guiding principles that shape their actions. They don't wait for bursts of inspiration or rely on temporary motivation. Instead, they forge habits that make success inevitable. These habits are not about grinding harder for the sake of effort. They are about working smarter, prioritizing the right actions, and repeating them consistently until results emerge. Most people fail not because they lack potential, but because they lack persistence. They begin with enthusiasm, only to falter when the initial excitement fades. They dream of success, but neglect the discipline required to sustain it. In contrast, those who triumph understand that success is built daily through small choices, seemingly insignificant moments, and unwavering effort. The path to success is not defined by a single, transformative decision, but by the daily habits you commit to, as these habits shape your future. If you can master the right habits, you can unlock success in any area of your life. Below are 10 core habits that distinguish the successful from the ordinary. These habits are simple, accessible, and proven. They are not complex or unattainable, but they demand commitment and consistency. When integrated into your life, they will transform your mindset, actions, and outcomes, making success not a question of if, but when. Habit 1. Take full responsibility for your life. The cornerstone of success is taking complete ownership of your life. Nothing changes until you accept that your results, your successes, failures, and progress are entirely your responsibility. Most people never reach their potential because they are trapped in a cycle of excuses. They blame external factors, their circumstances, other people, or their past. By doing so, they surrender their power to change. Successful individuals, however, refuse to waste energy on blame. They embrace absolute ownership of their actions, decisions, and outcomes. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for every setback. It means recognizing that while you can't control everything, you can control how you respond. You can't dictate the economy, but you can adapt to it. You can't change how others behave, but you can choose your actions. You can't erase the past, but you can decide your next steps. This mindset shift empowers you to take control. If something isn't working, you adjust. If you fail, you learn. If you're not where you want to be, you make changes instead of excuses. Consider how often people say, "I could succeed if only I had better opportunities," or "I'd be healthier if I had more time." These if-only statements reflect a victim mindset, implying that external factors dictate their fate. The moment you shift to, "I am responsible for my success, my health, my happiness," everything changes. You stop waiting for the perfect moment, which never arrives, and start acting now. To build this habit, examine your daily choices. Are you blaming others for your setbacks, or are you analyzing what you can improve? Successful people take responsibility for their mindset, refusing to let negativity dominate. They don't complain, they seek solutions. They take responsibility for their time, prioritizing what matters and eliminating distractions. They also take responsibility for their energy, caring for their physical and mental health because they know that peak performance requires a strong foundation. Responsibility extends to every facet of life. For example, if you're not advancing in your career, don't blame your boss or the system. Ask yourself, what skills can I develop? What actions can I take to stand out? If your relationships are strained, don't point fingers. Reflect on how you can communicate better or show more empathy. This habit requires brutal honesty with yourself, but it's liberating. When you own your life, you gain the power to shape it. Start by identifying one area where you've been making excuses. Maybe you've been delaying a project because the timing isn't right. Or you've avoided exercise because you're too busy. Commit to taking one small action today to address it. Over time, this practice of ownership becomes second nature, and you'll find yourself proactively solving problems rather than dwelling on them. Ask yourself, are you owning your life, or are you making excuses? The moment you stop blaming and start acting, success becomes a matter of time. Habit 2. Develop relentless self-discipline. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's what separates those who succeed from those who merely wish for success. Talent, intelligence, and even motivation are meaningless without discipline. Motivation is fleeting. It ebbs and flows with your mood. Discipline, however, ensures you keep moving forward regardless of how you feel. Most people struggle with consistency because they rely on feeling inspired. They wait until they're in the mood to act. But successful people don't operate this way. They do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. If they commit to waking up early, they do it. If they set a goal, they work toward it daily. They don't negotiate with their emotions, because giving in to excuses creates a pattern of failure. Building discipline starts with small, consistent actions. Grand gestures and overnight transformations often lead to burnout. Instead, focus on incremental progress. If you want to wake up earlier, start by setting your alarm 15 minutes earlier. If you aim to exercise regularly, begin with 10-minute workouts. If you want to read more, commit to 5 pages a day. These small wins build momentum, and over time, discipline becomes second nature. Another key to discipline is removing choices. The more options you give yourself, the easier it is to make excuses. For example, don't ask, should I work out today or rest? Decide in advance and stick to it. Structure your environment to support your goals. Keep distractions out of reach and make the right actions the easiest ones to take. Successful people don't rely on willpower. They design their lives to minimize temptation. For instance, if you want to eat healthier, don't keep junk food in your kitchen. If you want to focus on work, turn off notifications and set up a dedicated workspace. By reducing the need for willpower, you make discipline automatic. This approach also applies to time management. Schedule your tasks in advance so you don't waste mental energy deciding what to do next. Adopt the rule: never miss twice. Even the most disciplined people have off days. They might skip a workout or get distracted. The difference is they don't let one slip become a habit. If they miss a day, they get back on track immediately. This prevents small mistakes from spiraling into long-term failure. For example, if you miss a workout, ensure you exercise the next day. If you indulge in an unhealthy meal, make your next meal nutritious. This mindset keeps you resilient and focused. Discipline is built through repetition. The first time you push through resistance, it's challenging. The 10th time, it's easier. The 100th time, it's who you are. To cultivate this habit, start by identifying one area where you lack discipline. Maybe you procrastinate on important tasks or struggle to stick to a morning routine. Choose one small action to commit to daily and track your progress. Over time, this commitment will spill over into other areas of your life. Consider the example of top athletes or CEOs. They don't rely on feeling motivated every day. They train, work, and execute consistently because they've made discipline their identity. They don't debate whether to show up, they just do. You can adopt this mindset by focusing on who you want to become. Instead of saying, I want to be disciplined, say, I am a disciplined person. This shift in identity reinforces your commitment. Ask yourself, are you acting based on feelings or are you committed to your goals? Discipline makes success inevitable. Habit 3. Set clear, specific goals and execute. Relentlessly success doesn't happen by accident. It requires clarity and action. Most people fail not because they lack ambition, but because they lack direction. They say they want to be successful, but they don't define what that means. Vague goals lead to vague results. Successful people, however, set precise, measurable, and actionable goals. Instead of saying, "I want to be rich," they say, "I will earn $100,000 this year by increasing sales and launching new income streams." Instead of, "I want to be healthy," they commit to working out 4 times a week and eating clean meals. Clarity is only the first step. Execution is where most people falter. They get excited about setting goals, but hesitate when it's time to act. They overthink, procrastinate, or wait for perfect conditions. Successful people don't wait. They take action, even if it's imperfect, and refine as they go. They understand that progress trumps perfection. To make goal setting a habit, write your goals daily. Repetition keeps them top of mind, aligning your actions with your vision. Break your goals into daily tasks. If your goal is to build a business, what are you doing today to move forward? If it's fitness, what's your workout plan for today? Success comes from consistent, small steps, not grand leaps. For example, if your goal is to write a book, don't focus solely on the finished manuscript. Commit to writing 500 words a day. If you want to advance your career, identify one skill to develop each week, like public speaking or data analysis. These micro-actions accumulate, turning distant dreams into tangible realities. Track your progress and hold yourself accountable. Measure your results weekly to see what's working and what isn't. If you're not advancing, adjust your approach, but never stop moving. Use tools like journals, apps, or spreadsheets to monitor your efforts. This data-driven approach helps you stay objective and identify patterns. For instance, if you notice you're consistently missing workouts, analyze why. Are you overscheduling? Lacking energy? Address the root cause and adapt. Commit to execution regardless of your emotions. Feelings are fleeting, but commitment endures. Successful people don't let tiredness or doubt derail them. They act even when motivation wanes, knowing that consistency compounds. To build this habit, create a system for accountability. Share your goals with a trusted friend, join a mastermind group, or hire a coach. External accountability reinforces your commitment and keeps you on track. Execution also requires embracing imperfection. Many people stall because they fear making mistakes or want everything to be perfect before starting. Successful people, however, understand that no plan is flawless. They take action, learn from feedback, and iterate. For example, if you're launching a business, don't wait until your product is perfect. Release a minimum viable product, gather feedback, and improve. This iterative approach accelerates progress and builds confidence. To sustain relentless execution, celebrate small wins. Acknowledging progress, no matter how minor, reinforces positive behavior and keeps you motivated. If you complete a week of consistent workouts, reward yourself with something small, like a favorite meal or a relaxing evening. These rewards create a positive feedback loop, making it easier to stay committed. Ask yourself, are your daily actions aligned with your goals, or are you just thinking about them? Success belongs to those who act consistently. Habit 4. Master your time with ruthless efficiency. Time is your most valuable asset. You can recover lost money or opportunities, but lost time is gone forever. Most people don't control their time, they let it control them. They start their day without a plan, react to distractions, and waste hours on low-value tasks. Successful people treat time like an investment, leveraging every minute to move closer to their goals. To master your time, plan your day in advance. Each evening, list 3 to 5 high-impact tasks for the next day. These should be tasks that directly contribute to your goals, not just busy work. This ensures you start with clarity and purpose. For example, if you're building a business, your priorities might include reaching out to potential clients, refining your marketing strategy, or creating content. By focusing on high-impact tasks, you maximize your productivity. Eliminate low-value activities, tasks that don't contribute to your goals. Ask yourself, can this be automated, delegated, or eliminated? For instance, repetitive administrative tasks can often be automated with tools like scheduling software or email filters. Delegate tasks that don't require your unique skills, such as data entry or basic research. Eliminate activities that add no value, like excessive social media scrolling or unnecessary meetings. Success isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters. Protect your peak hours, the times when you're most focused and energized. These vary by individual. Some people are sharpest in the morning, others in the evening. Identify your peak hours and reserve them for deep, uninterrupted work. Block distractions during this time, silence your phone, close unnecessary tabs, and inform others that you're unavailable. Treat these hours as sacred, using them for tasks that require creativity, problem-solving, or strategic thinking. Time blocking is another powerful tool. Schedule your day like a series of appointments, when you'll work, rest, exercise, or plan. For example, block 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for focused work, 11:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. for emails, and 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. for exercise. This intentional structure maximizes productivity and prevents you from jumping between tasks. Studies show that multitasking reduces efficiency and increases errors, so focus on one task at a time. Learn to say no. Every request, meeting, or favor consumes time. If it doesn't align with your goals, decline politely. Successful people say no more than they say yes, prioritizing their vision over others' demands. For example, if a colleague invites you to a low-priority meeting, suggest an alternative, like a brief email update. If a friend asks for a favor that disrupts your schedule, offer to help at a more convenient time. Saying no protects your time and keeps you focused. To implement time mastery, audit your current habits. For 1 week, track how you spend every hour. Use a notebook or app to log your activities, from work to leisure. At the end of the week, analyze the data. How much time did you spend on high-value tasks versus distractions? Identify patterns and make adjustments. For instance, if you're spending 2 hours a day on social media, set a 30-minute limit and redirect the saved time to your goals. Technology can also enhance time management. Use tools like calendar apps, task managers, or productivity trackers to stay organized. Apps like Todoist or Trello help you prioritize tasks, while tools like Freedom or Focus will block distractions. However, don't let technology become a crutch. Simplicity is key. A handwritten to-do list can be just as effective as a sophisticated app. Mastering time requires discipline and intentionality. It's not about squeezing more tasks into your day, but about focusing on what truly moves the needle. By planning, prioritizing, and protecting your time, you create space for meaningful progress. Ask yourself, are you controlling your time, or is it controlling you? Mastering your time means mastering your results. Habit. 5. Control your mindset. Your mindset is the lens through which you view the world. It shapes how you perceive opportunities, handle setbacks, and push forward. Most people let circumstances dictate their thoughts and emotions. When things go well, they're motivated. When they don't, they're discouraged. Successful people, however, control their internal world, regardless of external conditions. Control what you focus on. Your mind amplifies what you dwell on. Focus on problems, and you'll feel stuck. Focus on solutions, and you'll find a way forward. For example, if you're facing a financial challenge, don't obsess over what you lack. Instead, ask, what resources do I have? What steps can I take to improve? This shift in focus empowers you to act rather than despair. Guard your mind against negativity. Negativity is pervasive in news, social media, and even casual conversations. Most people consume it unconsciously, letting fear, doubt, and complaints seep into their subconscious. Successful people are ruthless about what they allow into their mind. They limit exposure to toxic content, avoid gossip, and distance themselves from naysayers. Instead, they surround themselves with positive influences, books, podcasts, and people that inspire growth. Reframe failure as feedback. Setbacks aren't reasons to quit, they're lessons that make you stronger. When things go wrong, ask, what can I learn? How can I improve? For example, if a business venture fails, don't see it as a personal defeat. Analyze what went wrong. Perhaps your marketing was off or your timing was poor, and use that insight to do better next time. This perspective turns failure into a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. Train your mind daily, just as you train your body. Read books that challenge your thinking, like biographies of great leaders or works on psychology and personal development. Practice affirmations to reinforce positive beliefs. For instance, replace "I'm not good enough" with "I'm capable and improving every day." Journaling is another powerful tool. Write about your goals, reflect on your progress, and identify areas for growth. These practices condition your mind to stay resilient and focused. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. Your environment shapes your mindset. If you spend time with complainers, you'll adopt their negativity. If you connect with ambitious, growth-oriented individuals, you'll feel inspired to level up. Seek mentors, join communities, or attend events where you can learn from others who share your drive. Controlling your mindset also involves managing stress and emotions. Practices like meditation, deep breathing, or exercise can help you stay calm and centered. For example, a 10-minute daily meditation can improve focus and reduce anxiety, making it easier to maintain a positive outlook. Similarly, regular physical activity boosts mood and energy, supporting mental resilience. To build this habit, start by auditing your mental inputs. What are you reading, watching, or listening to? Are these sources uplifting or draining? Next, commit to one daily practice to strengthen your mindset, like reading for 15 minutes or journaling for 5. Over time, these small actions will rewire your thinking, making optimism and resilience your default state. Ask yourself, is your mindset driving you forward or holding you back? Success begins in the mind. Habit 6. Build unshakable confidence. Through action, confidence isn't something you're born with. It's earned through action. Most people wait to feel confident before acting, but successful people act first, building confidence through experience. Every step outside your comfort zone proves your capability, and every action despite fear strengthens your resolve. Start small. Small wins, like speaking up in a meeting or practicing a skill daily, build momentum. For example, if you're shy, commit to initiating one conversation a day. If you're learning a new skill, practice for 10 minutes daily. These micro-actions accumulate, creating a foundation of self-trust. Control your self-talk. Most people undermine their confidence with negative thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "What if I fail?" Successful people replace these with empowering statements. "I'm capable, I'll figure it out, every step makes me better." Your mind believes what you tell it most often, so choose words that build you up. Act quickly to avoid hesitation. The longer you dwell on a decision, the more doubt creeps in. Successful people shorten the gap between thought and action. Try the 5-4-3-2-1 rule. Count down from 5 and move before you can overthink. This technique bypasses hesitation and builds a habit of decisive action. Visualize success before acting. Imagine yourself succeeding, delivering a confident presentation, acing an interview, or completing a challenging task. This mental rehearsal primes your brain for positive outcomes. Research shows that visualization activates the same neural pathways as actual performance, boosting confidence and performance. Stop seeking external validation. True confidence comes from trusting yourself, not needing others' approval. Many people hesitate because they fear judgment or rejection. Successful people prioritize their own belief in themselves. They don't wait for permission or praise. They act on their convictions. To build this habit, identify one area where you lack confidence. Maybe you avoid public speaking or hesitate to share your ideas. Commit to one small action daily to address it, like practicing a speech for 5 minutes or contributing one idea in a meeting. Track your progress and celebrate small wins to reinforce the behavior. Confidence also grows through preparation. The more skilled you become, the more confident you feel. If you're nervous about a presentation, practice until it feels natural. If you're pitching a business idea, research your audience thoroughly. Preparation reduces uncertainty and boosts self-assurance. Over time, confidence becomes a self-reinforcing cycle. Action builds confidence, which fuels more action. Ask yourself, are you waiting to feel confident, or are you building it through action? Confidence is a skill you develop one step at a time. Habit 7. Embrace discomfort and seek challenges growth. Occurs outside your comfort zone. Success requires pushing through fear, uncertainty, and difficulty. Most people avoid discomfort, seeking the easy path, but successful people embrace it, knowing it's the gateway to progress. Reframe discomfort as evidence of growth. If a task feels hard, it means you're improving. A challenging workout builds strength. A difficult project sharpens skills. An uncomfortable conversation fosters confidence. When you feel resistance, remind yourself, this is how I get better. Practice discomfort daily. Start small, take a cold shower, wake up an hour earlier, or have a tough conversation you've been avoiding. These micro-challenges train your mind to handle difficulty with ease. Over time, discomfort becomes less intimidating and more like a signal of progress. Say yes to challenges before you feel ready. Most people wait until they have all the answers, but successful people commit first and figure it out along the way. For example, take a job that stretches your skills or accept an opportunity that feels daunting. Trust that you'll rise to the occasion. Surround yourself with people who push you. If your circle avoids challenges, you'll adopt the same mindset. Connect with individuals who set high standards, take risks, and inspire growth. Their ambition will motivate you to step up. Join communities, attend workshops, or find a mentor who challenges you to think bigger. Get excited about discomfort. Successful people see challenges as opportunities to become better. They don't shy away from obstacles. They lean into them. For instance, an entrepreneur might view a failed product launch as a chance to learn and innovate. A student might see a tough exam as a way to master the material. This mindset transforms struggle into fuel for growth. To build this habit, commit to one uncomfortable action daily. Write it down each morning and reflect on how it felt afterward. Over time, you'll notice discomfort losing its power over you. You'll start seeking challenges proactively, knowing they're the path to growth. Ask yourself, are you avoiding discomfort or using it to grow? Success belongs to those who conquer challenges. Habit 8. Obsess over learning and self-improvement. World evolves constantly, and those who stop learning fall behind. Successful people are lifelong learners, always seeking to grow. They read voraciously, connect with mentors, and apply knowledge immediately. Commit to daily learning. Read for 20 minutes a day, choosing books on business, psychology, or personal development. Biographies of great leaders offer insights into their successes and failures, saving you from making the same mistakes. Podcasts, online courses, and workshops are other valuable resources. The key is consistency. Make learning a non-negotiable part of your routine. Ask better questions. Instead of accepting things at face value, dig deeper. If you're in business, ask, how can I serve my customers better? If you're learning a skill, ask, what's the most efficient way to master this? Curiosity drives growth and uncovers opportunities others overlook. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to think bigger. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Seek mentors who've achieved what you aspire to. Join communities where members push each other to grow. These connections expose you to new ideas and perspectives, accelerating your development. Apply what you learn immediately. Knowledge without action is useless. If you read about a productivity technique, test it the next day. If you learn a marketing strategy, implement it in your business. Action turns knowledge into power and reinforces learning. See failure as a teacher. The greatest lessons come from experience, especially setbacks. When something goes wrong, analyze it objectively. What went wrong? What can you do differently? For example, if a project fails, don't dwell on the loss. Identify the missteps and adjust your approach. This mindset makes failure a valuable part of learning. Stay humble. No matter how successful you become, there's always more to learn. The moment you think you know it all, you stop growing. Approach life as a student, seeking feedback and staying open to new ideas. Humility keeps you curious and adaptable, essential traits in a changing world. To build this habit, create a learning plan. Set a goal to read one book a month, take one course a quarter, or attend one workshop a year. Track your learning activities and reflect on how they've impacted your growth. Over time, this obsession with improvement will make you indispensable. Ask yourself, are you learning daily or are you stagnant? Success favors those who never stop growing. Habit 9. Practice extreme consistency. Consistency is the key to lasting success. It's not about intense effort for a short period, but about doing the right things daily, no matter what. Most people start strong but quit when motivation fades. Successful people show up every day, regardless of how they feel. Remove emotion from decisions. Act based on commitment, not mood. If you only work when you feel inspired, you'll never be consistent. Successful people don't ask, "Do I feel like doing this?" They just do it, knowing that small actions compound over time. Focus on the process, not perfection. Many people quit because they expect instant results. They work out for a week and see no change, so they stop. Successful people trust the process, knowing results are delayed. They focus on doing the right things consistently, confident that success will follow. Eliminate distractions. Phones, social media, and negative people can derail your focus. Create systems to protect your habits. Turn off notifications, set boundaries, and design your environment for success. For example, if you're writing, use a distraction-free app or work in a quiet space. If you're exercising, leave your phone in another room. Build streaks to reinforce consistency. Track your habits using a calendar or app, marking each day you follow through. Seeing a streak grow creates momentum and makes you reluctant to break it. Even on tough days, do the minimum to keep the streak alive. A 5-minute workout is better than nothing. Adopt the never miss twice rule. Even disciplined people have off days. The difference is they don't let one slip become a habit. If you miss a workout, do it the next day. If you eat poorly, make your next meal healthy. This rule keeps setbacks temporary. See consistency as your identity. Instead of saying, "I'm trying to be consistent," say, "I am consistent." This shift makes consistency a core part of who you are, reducing the need for willpower. To build this habit, choose one goal and commit to a daily action, no matter how small. Track your streak and reflect on your progress weekly. Ask yourself, are you consistent or are you sporadically motivated? Success is built through daily dedication. Habit 10. Give more value than you. Take true success comes from creating value for others. The most successful people focus on serving, not taking. They operate from abundance, knowing that the more value they provide, the more success they attract. Serve before selling. Deliver value before expecting rewards. If you're in business, offer free resources, exceptional service, or helpful advice before asking for a sale. If you're building relationships, give your time and support without expecting immediate returns. This generosity builds trust and creates demand. Strive for excellence, don't settle for average. Aim to be the best at what you do. If you're a designer, create work that stands out. If you're a teacher, inspire your students beyond the curriculum. Excellence attracts opportunities because people want to work with the best. Listen deeply to understand others' needs. Many people assume they know what others want, but successful people ask questions and pay attention. If you're in sales, listen to your clients' pain points and tailor your solutions. If you're leading a team, understand your members' goals and support them. Listening ensures your contributions are relevant and impactful. Adopt a long-term mindset. Success isn't about quick wins. It's about building lasting impact. Invest in relationships, skills, and projects that pay off over years, not days, for example. Mentoring a colleague today might lead to a valuable partnership years later. Planting these seeds creates a foundation for sustained success. Give, without expecting immediate returns. The world rewards value, but the payoff isn't always instant. Help others, share knowledge, and contribute generously, trusting that opportunities will follow. For instance, writing a blog post that solves a common problem might not yield immediate results, but over time, it can attract an audience and open doors. To build this habit, identify one way to add value daily. Share a helpful tip, volunteer your skills, or solve a problem for someone. Track these actions and reflect on their impact. Over time, giving value becomes second nature and success flows naturally. Ask yourself, are you focused on getting or giving? Success chases those who create massive value. Conclusion. Success isn't a gift reserved for the lucky or talented. It's a creation forged through habits practiced daily. By taking responsibility, building discipline, setting clear goals, mastering time, controlling your mindset, cultivating confidence, embracing discomfort, obsessing over learning, staying consistent, and giving value, you pave the way for extraordinary results. These habits are simple but demand commitment. Most will make excuses or wait for the perfect moment. But those who act daily, despite obstacles, will build a life others only dream of. Ask yourself, which habits are you building? Where are you? Falling short? What can you change today? Success isn't about luck, it's about what you do every single day.